first video in all of 2026 in about 2 months, really. This video, we're gonna go over Master Duel Yummy. It just got released. I've been going live every single day on Twitch, so go follow me on Twitch. I lost my voice. Been going live every day on Twitch on Master Duel in 2026. So, but don't worry, my TCG players. It's holy. I literally lost my voice. I actually got banned on Twitch yesterday, but it only lasted 24 hours. That's a story for another day. Wow, my voice is gone. Let's get straight into this Master Dueling. And for my TCG players out there, don't worry, TCG videos coming soon, especially with Burst Protocol coming soon. I prepared for Elven Yummy, which is why I'm most likely going to be taking to the 300th. For those that want to learn more about Yu-Gi-Oh, I have a Metafy where I train Yu-Gi-Oh players on TCG and Master Duel almost every day. It'll be down below. Join down below. We have Metafy classes almost every day. I played 0 on it. With that being said, let's get straight into it. Hit the subscribe button, and I'm going to show you guys right now how I'm playing Yummy in Master Duel. There's going to be 2 versions I'm going to show you. There's going to be a Yummy hand trap version, which I feel will be the best for beginners because you're not going to need to think too much. Most of my chat watching right now, especially the ones chatting, they're mostly noobs. So I know the ones on YouTube are not. Like most of my YouTube viewers, like you guys, I've loved you guys since day one, but my Twitch viewers, they're more on the farfel level of skill at Yu-Gi-Oh. So for them, I recommend the hand trap variant, but for those watching at home on YouTube, I probably would recommend my board breaker Mitsuri variant because it pushes through even more interactions when you're going second. So I'm going to show you guys both of these right now. I'm pretty sure if my YouTube viewers versus my Twitch viewers had like a battle at Yu-Gi-Oh, like Twitch versus YouTube in like Yu-Gi-Oh skill, my YouTube would 10-0 them. Anywho, all right, let's get straight into the deck list. This is the best way I'm viewing the hand trap variant of Yummy. The reason why is that you're able to have a plethora of starters.
Say the line, Bart.
Plethora.
Yeah!
You're gonna have 17 of them while still having 18 hand traps. Now you're gonna recognize a few small things which I'll mention. You'll recognize 3 period raise maps and 2 lollipop. So I've even been debating cutting Cookie and Lollipop down even to 1 or to 2, but the fact of the matter is when you're going second, having many cookies and lollipops and cupsies in your hand are not helping you going second, because when you're playing Draco Tail, right, let's say you don't open too many of your hand traps. Let's say you have Maxi and let's say you have Imperm. Let's say you Imperm Lucius, they go Rahu and Asher Maxi, whatever. We've all been there. I've been there too many times in this past week. What you want to have is as many pushes as humanly possible going second so you don't lose to a singular fucking Flame or a Thalion or a Gulamel. For example, if you normal summon Cookie or if you normal summon Lollipop right now and they're going to bounce Lollipop or bounce Cookie or pop them, it doesn't do anything. You lost your normal summon starter for nothing. However, if you begin your turn with Piri Raise map, you're searching Cupsy. You're normaling Cupsy and you're searching Surprise. The life point down to 4,000 is almost irrelevant. You're searching with Cupsy, searching Surprise. What are they going to do next? They want to pop your Cupsy then? What are they going to do? Bounce your Cupsy they're going to pop your Cupsy with Gulamel? You just search Surprise. So you're able to go Surprise, respecial to Cupsy, and continue going, if that makes sense. Cupsy and Marshmallow are the best starters, and by them putting Marshmallow from 3 to 2 immediately, it's not the biggest deal, but you want to kind of make up for it by still maxing out on Engage and Piri Raise. Yes, Engage and Hornet conflict with Purge. I totally get it. Worst case scenario, it's a level 1 special summon. Worst case scenario, it equals Jester Confit. At the worst case scenario, with or Purge or Souls with no spells, it's still a Link 1. It's still a level 1 Link 1. That makes sense? It's still better than having too many cookies and lollipops. I'm debating cutting Cookie to 2. If you guys are having trouble crafting, I'm telling you guys right now, you can play Cookie at 1. It's not the biggest deal in the world. You can play Lollipop at 3 if you want and play max out on Piri Raise. I'm debating playing 2 Cookie, 2 Lollipop, but I highly recommend 3 Piri, 3 Cupsy, and I highly recommend maxing out on Engage. 1 for 1 is a decent one, but the issue with 1 for 1 is, for one, that it plays incredibly poorly into Fua and Maxi, and on top of that, you have to discard a monster, which in this deck, like, you have 6 of your hand traps are traps, right? So you don't really want to discard too much in a control deck. So that's it for the deck here. If you really want to have the 3rd Lollipop, you can, but I'm telling you, you don't want to have too many of them in your hand. You already have so many. You have 17 of them, and you have Surprise, Called By, and Cross Out. So that's 20 cards that push yourself. Like, you basically end on 6-7 negates every single time, no matter what. And you're gonna recognize a few cards in the extra deck that I'm gonna mention now before we get into actual Duel for you guys to see the combos. And I'm going to show you guys specific ways how to play around interruptions, interactions, and how to go first and second with many duels in this video. It'll be a longer video. So you're gonna recognize a few things. You're gonna recognize Link Karibo in the deck. With Snatchy at 3, you're gonna need a third Link 1. It could be a Link 1 with no effect. Karibo's effect in the grave is not the worst, but like you're mainly really playing it because it's just a Link 1 that you can make with your monsters, if that makes sense for you guys. I would highly recommend playing a third one. You're gonna recognize Gorgon. Gorgon is incredible. I hope you guys didn't craft it. The idea of Gorgon is that it acts as another Omni Negate in the sense that you're gonna want to use this on your opponent's Murakumo. Your opponent's gonna go Havakiri, Saji, etc. Or you're gonna want to use it on your opponent's Lucius or your opponent's Malulu. An issue of Yummy is that they don't have negates. They have interactions. They have pops, they have books, they have bounces, they have all these sorts of interruptions, but they don't have any negates. So what this does is it allows your Masquerena that you'll always end on. You don't need to go out of your way to go Savage and all that stuff. You need to go Masquerena into Gorgon. The end board you're gonna end on is Herald, Synchro 2, Lollipop or Cupsy, and Masquerena, because that means when they normal summon a monster, you go immediately into Gorgon. This is so fucking important because your opponent cannot respond. When your opponent goes Murakumo, you're staring at your Yummy board and you're incredibly like, oh my god, I lose the duel, because they're gonna Regeki your whole board away. You IP Masquerena immediately. The opponent will think they're going into SP, so they're not gonna chain their. Why the fuck would they chain their prayers when your SP hasn't even targeted their Murakumo yet? They're gonna wait. So your IP Masquerena will go into Gorgon to negate the Murakumo before the Murakumo could even have an opportunity to be tributed by prayers. It automatically negates it. This is incredibly important to play. I recognize someone in Twitch chat. This is why I said YouTube viewers are far more smarter, more handsome, and better at Yu-Gi-Oh! He said, stop talking and just play, man. Candy Crusher MD. I guarantee you that person's best result at Yu-Gi-Oh! Is probably a third place at locals and maybe got to bronze once in their life in this game. You need to understand the theory before you actually play this game. Otherwise, you're going to be left like Candy Crusher MD, losing every single match and playing no brain games like Candy Crush. So now with that being said, we're just about done with the actual theory of the deck. I'm gonna say a few other parts. Don't play a second surprise or a third surprise. One is all you need because of Marshmallow. Next, you do not need to play Onari Link 2. Don't listen to these people that haven't won YCSs with this deck. I am the only 2-time Yummy champion in the world. I won 2 YCSs with Yummy back to back because I'm the best Yu-Gi-Oh player on the planet, and especially with Yummy. Don't play Onari because of Marshmallow. Next, Link Spider. Link Spider is not a bad card to play, but you don't necessarily need it because when your opponent Nibiru's you save your Yummy surprise to after they nib you go Yummy surprise special Marshmallow add back the surprise, and your Marshmallow is just gonna make a Link Karibo. The only time Link Spider comes up is when your opponent stops your surprise. For example, I was playing the meta weekly, a super simplified game state. I wasn't able to search my surprise because they got stopped by Cupsy, or they stopped my Cupsy, some shit like that. I forgot exactly. So I wasn't able to even have that in my hand. So it lost, or I forgot what it was, or I used it early because of his interactions, or I had to chain. I think he used Sting, so I had to chain the surprise. It's, you know, those weird ass game states, you'll lose more to Nib. If you're going first, you save the surprise always until your last play when Herald's already up, then you use it. So that's what you do for that. Next, Link Spider's not the worst, but you don't need it. I'm gonna mention 2 more times before we do a duel. The next card I want to mention is Sprite Elf. Sprite Elf was one of the most mentioned cards in my chat. Sprite Elf is so absolutely dog shit that I cannot even begin to explain. It effectively does nothing. If you're most times in Yummy, you're gonna have a 1-card combo. The reason I say it's a 1-card combo is when you're like all the Yummy cards do the same thing. So when you're searching with Cupsy Yummy Way to search 2, discard 1, you're not gonna discard a hand trap when you have full combo with 1 card. Does that make sense? So since 1 card leads to everything, 1-card combo leads to Herald, Masquerena, and a Synchro 2, and no extra cards. If you start with Hornet Drones, you'll have 1 extra body. So that 1 extra body is where Elf can come up. But what does Elf do? It protects your Herald from being targeted from what? From Draco Tail that doesn't even play impermanence. What are you using it to target for? Like I'm trying to like, your opponent will imperm your ass on your turn. Your opponent will not be like, your opponent will imperm you on your turn. They're not saving imperm for Herald. I promise you that, unless they're playing a breaker deck. Maybe the Forbidden Chalice, but no one's playing Forbidden Chalice except for my board breaker deck, which maybe I'll show a little afterwards. So you're like, what's Elf actually protecting for you? Is Elf protecting what? Is Elf protecting all your synchro 2s that can't get impermed anyways? Like, what the fuck are you imperming in this deck? None of the synchro 2s could be impermed. You're gonna tag them out. Your Snatchy cannot get impermed. Your Snatchy will literally go into a monster anyways, quick effect. Nothing. There's no answer for that. Nothing targets that matters. And by the time something, you'll Herald negate anyways. But I would much prefer you guys do, because Elf doesn't actually do anything for your board. The protection is extremely fake, and it doesn't actually do anything. What I'd prefer you guys do is to play Starham, which in simplified game states, when you get extremely hand trapped, it can help you make Herald. But most importantly is, ever since the second Herald got banned, there needs to be another synchro that you can make on your opponent's turn. On your opponent's turn, you already exhausted Herald, you already exhausted Marcher, and your synchros, right? What about another actual synchro? What about another actual synchro interruption like Borreload Savage Dragon? But Borreload Savage Dragon is too much of a high level monster. Yes, you could make Cupid Pitch, which is a level 4, but you need to make it with a level 3 on the opponent's turn, and it takes up too much extra deck slots. By playing Silvera, you're able to make Silvera on the opponent's turn, which is, if this card is special summon, Book of Moon all your monsters non-target. So Silvera is a card that you can make on the opponent's turn with a singular Starham. So you're not actually wasting a bunch of stuff, and you could do it for free on top of your actual board. So when you count by playing Starham and Silvera, you're giving your Yummy end board so much extra of a potential because of the Silvera, which is a totally free book your opponent's entire board. With the addition of Gorgon, you're gonna have like Gorgon or SP, like IP SP. You're gonna have Silvera. You're gonna have Herald negate. You're gonna have your Yummy surprise bounce. You're gonna have your field spelled pop. You're gonna have your cookie pop. You're gonna have your lollipop banish. You're gonna have your cookie pop book, and then that's 9 interruptions from a singular Yummy card with 4 other hand traps, and you're gonna draw on your opponent's turn with Cupsy. So it's like so many interruptions that it just gives you all the opportunities. Last thing I want to say about Silvera and Cookie Bounce, there's so many decks that if you book the opponent's first play, they lose a lot of extenders. Yummy's a great example. A lot of times people will save Marshmallow or Engage like to use after you bait after they bait your interruptions, they'll use it. If you book their first body, like if you book the cookie, you could immediately in your mind cancel out Marshmallow and cancel out Engage. You don't even need to think about it. So when you're dueling against Yummy and they start with Cookie or Lollipop and you book it immediately, the only extender they have left is a singular surprise in their deck. There's nothing else. So you're able to outplay them so easily when they begin with this. This is why I'm telling you, Cookie and Lollipop, there's a world where you don't even play too much. All right, that's about it for the theory. I'm sure I'm not the only good Yu-Gi-Oh player in the world. There's plenty, but there's only one 2-time YCS champion with Yummy. You guys make your call if you'd prefer to learn Yummy and theory Yummy with a 2-time YCS champion, aka Michael Jordan, or from Jose Calderon. Okay, you guys make that judgment. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna show you guys how to do the combo. Let's go. Before we get into the duels and combos, I'm just gonna show you guys a quick deck list of my 60 card variant, very similar to what I won my third YCS with. I'm gonna show you guys a half board breaker, half hand trap approach in the 40 card pure variant. And my 60 variant is Yummy Mitsu, which I'm saving for a later video, but now since you guys got that far, I'll show you guys now. I'm gonna go straight to it. If you guys got this far, smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, check out trifgaming.com for the best TCG merchandise, and join my Metafy down below for the best coaching on Yu-Gi-Oh. Let's go. So you guys just saw my Yummy hand trap. This is Yummy breaker that you guys are looking at. It's the powerful hand traps like Fua and Maxi, but the thing is with this format and how Yummy is, you want as many pushes as possible. So by playing as many cards like Talents, Thrust, Engage, going second, they serve as extenders, but at the same time breakers. And Yummy typically is a bad time to board breakers. So when you bait that Herald and your second card just destroys the board, that's why Regeki is there in Dark Ruler to search with Thrust and break the board. It becomes very good. So that's the breaker, and this is my bread and butter, my absolute favorite deck. It's Yummy Mitsurugi Nouvelle with 60 cards. No Maxi, no Fua. The reason why is you're allowing your opponent, I don't want to lose a single card. My opponent could Ash it, Call by, Cross out. I can't lose a single card, because when this deck has 6 cards, it will always 95% of the time break a Draco Tail board with 0 hand traps, with nothing. Doesn't matter what I draw, but only when I have 6 cards. So that 3 Ash and Called By and Cross Out to stop the Maxi or Fua and they just add it back is an insta loss almost instantly. Like you want to scoop immediately. So that's how this deck is built. But that deck is for super really good players. So I wouldn't advise that deck for my Twitch chat, but I would for the YouTube chat. So I'm going to show you guys some replays here of how we just were dueling on stream. First things first, I want to show you guys how to combo. So this replay I'm going to show you guys is how to go first, just your basic combo. And then I'm going to show you guys how to go second as well when we go second to Draco Tail with the pretty shit hand and still win. But first I want to show you guys going first and what the actual combo is, because a lot of people are having trouble with the combo. So I'm deciding to go first here. Yes, you have 2 engages, but that's okay. Like the idea of engage when you just need to see a card that says special. If you have too many cards that like Lollipop or Cookie, going first it's good because you know they have no way to remove your Link 1 body. But going second, when they remove the Link 1 body, if these engages are yummy cards like Lollipop or Cookie, it doesn't do anything. They just remove the Cupsy from the board or your summon. So that's why you really need a card like this. Yes, I don't know why my opponent is playing Ghost Ogre, but it's fine. I'll show you guys like the board anyways. It's irrelevant. Typically the whole board you're about to see is a 1-card combo. When you have more cards, like for example the Ghost Ogre traded with 1 body and the only extra body I have is really a token, so you're gonna see what that 1 token will be. It's not gonna be that much, but just so you guys see. Someone mentioned doesn't engage play super hard into Duel. No one play this deck is so good into Duel that it doesn't matter. If you get Drolled, it effectively does nothing. The only difference of Duel is you're not going to get your Cupsy wave, but you already have Cupsy. Like it doesn't matter. You still lead full board, so it's irrelevant if you get Drolled or not. On top of that, I would rather my opponent Droll me than Maxi or Fua me. They hurt a bit more, but the best play, guys, under Maxi or Fua is that you're going to just summon a Link 1 and a level 1. I noticed from the toggle my opponent didn't have Maxi or Fua. Otherwise, in that situation, you should normal the Cupsy and don't even resolve engage. If you see the toggle, even if they're trolling you, you just summon Cupsy. You have to be very smart with the toggles to not summon Hornet for nothing to lose to a Maxi. Always summon Marshmallow before you make Marcher. If they Nibiru you right now, you go surprise, special Marshmallow. Marshmallow at back surprise. Marshmallow make Link Karibo, special Cookie, and you still have a play there. Link Spider does jack shit. So next, you're gonna go Marcher. Marcher's gonna summon your. This is your very normal basic combo. But yes, you could just ignore the token. You didn't even need it. So you're gonna go Herald. You're gonna go always surprise at the end to go into Marshmallow. And over here, because we started with the Hornet drones, we had a free Hornet drones. If you guys remember, this is your combo. The 1-card combo. You hit an IP Masquerena. You hit on Herald. You hit on Lollipop. That's it. You could keep the Cookie for follow up if you'd like. But some decks to this specific board you're looking at with no body for like with this exact board you're looking at, they could just enter battle and hit one of them. For example, like normal Malulu enter battle. Yes, you could just IP and but you don't want to get rid of your Lollipop, right? Or you could waste your surprise and you're gonna have so much follow up in this deck. So I'm just summoning the Cookie because it's a free body. You're gonna go this and you're gonna pass. Don't play Elf. It really doesn't do anything to your body, to your board other than protect Herald, but they're gonna use Improm on your turn anyways. So it doesn't matter. It's only Improm on Herald that it protects. They cannot use any card like on Lollipop, like anything Chalice on as an example. They're just gonna tag out any time they target Lollipop, you tag out. So what this board does is a 1-card combo. You're gonna get the Herald Negate. You're gonna get the Lollipop tag out. You're gonna get the IP into SP. Or if your opponent is playing Mitsurugi, you save the IP for when Murakumo hits the board, so it negates it. You have your Bell and your Purge and your Surprise, and then you're gonna get the Croaky Pop. You're gonna get the Cookie Pop. You're gonna get the Cookie Double Bounce, Double Pop, Double Book. I mean, and as your very last action, you're gonna make Starham. That will make Silvera. That will also book your opponent's entire board. I'm gonna banish that immediately. I haven't been playing much Master Duel other than this week. This week I've been playing every single day. So my record's shit. That guy misplayed there. Should have summoned from grave. We just popped that. Like we have 6 or 7 more interruptions. I lost count. That my opponent couldn't even deal with. So yeah, like 6 or 7 too many. Yeah, I got banned on Twitch because I someone made fun of my YouTube chat, YouTube viewers, so I had to defend them. That's why. So I'm gonna show you guys another replay now, going second. My opponent does misplay. I do even a slight misplay myself. I don't toggle on. I don't know how to toggle yet. I have no clue how to toggle. But like, I should have Fua and then Imperm. That's a mistake that I did, because if I Fua first, it gives him the opportunity to Femena, and then I could chain the Imperm. So in the situation we have Imperm and Fua against Draco Tail, this is my misplay that I'm owning up to. Always chain Fua first, and then use your Imperm, because with Imperm on the field, you can't Fua. Don't forget that. I do have the Maxi, so it's all good. I want you guys to see how this ends up going here. Lose my Imperm for nothing. I have double Fua now. Look at this, double Fua. Engage called by. It looks like a lost game state. I'm praying that he sets Rahu, because a set Rahu right now would draw me 3 cards. I would go chain Fua, chain Fua. I would literally draw 3 cards right now if he went Rahu. He misplays and sets a beautiful Ketu. I guarantee you my opponent only sets Ketu because it's a beautiful royal. He should have set Rahu, because he would draw 1 card and get 2 extra traps. Set Sting for some reason. I thought he was checking my stream, because I stream every day, so I thought he was checking my stream, seeing he could just deal with Hornet. Now look at this big brain play. We do have double Fua, right? Okay, so here's what I do. I draw a dead engage here. I go use Fua. If he uses 5 mana right now, I mean, I'm cold buying the fuck out of that. But I drop engage. Now here, look at this, guys. Look at this. Look at this closely. I go Hornet drones. Look at this. This hand fucking sucks, right? We need a Yummy badly. But instead of going Hornet to add back to Kagari, obviously he's gonna because he has a Sting. It would have been much better if he had the spell negate, because I could just use the other engage. But because he has these card that I still don't know if that was a stream sniper or not, but that's fine. If I go Kagari, target Hornet drones, he's just gonna get rid of it. So what we're gonna do instead is we're gonna make Almirage, and Almirage in the token is gonna make Cupsy. Now my opponent did misplay. They're definitely new, but just to show you guys how there are some cool like plays you could do, especially in Master Duel. If your opponent doesn't have the toggle on, you can outplay your opponent quickly. I'm assuming the opponent didn't have toggle on. You need to have toggle on against Yummy every fucking time when Yummy is going second, because if a Link 1 and level 1 are on board and you allow that to happen, the duel's over. The duel's immediately over the second I get this far. He has the 5 mana, to which I called by it, to which he bells. Yummy, the crazy bell. We thought that this shit was over, but he goes Arthalia, and he should have gone Gulumel. But just to show you kind of like how Yummy interactions are, there are outplays here. Even though my hand was pretty ass, considering it was I had Maxi at Fua against Draco Tail and not an actual deck that summons. That would have been an auto win going second against any real deck. Go second deck. He can't deal with the Snatchy, so we just special Cupsy, and this is gonna be over 8,000, 10,000 damage actually. Because we're gonna special this. We're gonna use, if you guys notice, I didn't use Mignon right away. We know he has Sting. I waited to get surprised. Yummy has so many tag out effects and protection effects that are built into the deck, like synchro tag outs, or when they target the grave, use surprise. This is a prime example. I waited until I had surprise in my hand to use Mignon to target the Marshmallow, so you could just chain your surprise, causing him to insta scoop, allowing you to play around so much shit. Then you special Marshmallow. Marshmallow adds back the surprise. You make Lollipop. You have 5 monsters on the field. Enter battle attack for game. Okay, there's a whole lot more. Yummy, I do think that Yummy in Master Duel is going to be better than in TCG. The reason being is Yummy is an incredible deck against Fua and Maxi. So I do think Yummy hand trap is positioned well, but I think that if you're playing a very good player and you lose the role, I think the answer is you play still pure Yummy, but you play it half-half. You play a massive amount of board breakers and only the good hand traps, because Imperm is not stopping. Like, what's Imperm gonna do against Yummy? Nothing. Even Purge doesn't do anything against Yummy. Hand traps do not trade well against Yummy. Yummy is very good versus hand traps, all of them, Nibiru included. You need multiple hand traps. Someone says, and Draco Tail isn't. If you Imperm Lucius, most of the time they actually pass. If you Ash Rahu, they pass. It's not like this deck that has 20 plays. This deck has real extenders. This deck has real ways to play. Draco Tail folds to if there's a whistle in the wind, the deck would pass. Sometimes they have everything, but sometimes most of the time they don't. All right, guys, that's it for this video. Hope you guys like it. Hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next video. Check out my streams on Twitch. See you guys next video. Peace.